Hi everyone. I just wanted to jump on this evening and share something I've kind of been thinking about. So, many of you, if you've been following me, know that my motto for 2018, my intention for this year is to live and be fearlessly authentic. And I don't know if you're like me, but when you declare something, I feel like when I declare something, the universe just floods me with opportunity. Hi, Rita. It floods me with opportunity to practice what I preach, basically, to put into practice that which I'm declaring, and to walk the talk, not just say it, but live it, integrate it, have it be part of what you are trying to express in the world. So, we're ending March, coming into the end of March, which means 3 months into the year. And I have already had so many opportunities to show up and be fearlessly authentic in so many different ways. And I've discovered something about myself. It's easier for me to show up and be fearlessly authentic with you, with my family and my friends and people that I'm interacting with. It's much easier for me to be authentic in those scenarios. But it's really hard for me to be fearlessly authentic with myself. And I'm probably going to get emotional about this because when I think about it, and I was trying to figure out the best way to describe this. So being fearlessly authentic with yourself is showing up for yourself, but also owning who you are, owning your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, your actions, your emotions. And I've spent so much of my life making sure that what I was saying or presenting was what people wanted to see, that I just stuff. So if I was upset and I just know you're there, Rita. If I'm upset and I'm in a situation where logically I know I shouldn't be upset, but I am, I just stuff that down and I just not be upset because that's not the accepted thing in the moment. Or being emotional and shutting off my emotions instead of feeling them. So this really interesting thing happened yesterday. Someone said something to me, and it was said in total grace and total love. There was nothing about what they said to me that was upsetting, like nothing. And I wasn't upset when the interaction happened. But a couple hours later, I was in this total funk, and I had no motivation. I was restless. I felt blah. I couldn't figure out, all of a sudden I'm like, how did I get here? I was not here, a couple hours ago. What happened? And I started looking back at the last couple of hours, and I realized, even though mentally I was totally okay with this situation, my subconscious had taken what had transpired, created a story, and was running this subconscious story in my head. And even though I wasn't really aware of it, I was physically manifesting it. I was manifesting how I was feeling. And so let me put this in another perspective. Have you ever had that friend or that family member where everything is wrong in their life? Their life's a crapper. Everything is somebody else's fault. They're doom and gloom, and, there's a reason for everything that's gone wrong in their life. Have you been that person? Have you been that person to somebody else? Have you been the one verbal vomiting on somebody? Or, are you the one that's the listener? Because I've been both. And, wow. Like, I'm usually the listener. I'm the one that my friends call and talk to. But I do have 3 friends that when I feel like my life is down and like life is kicking me while I'm down, they're the people that I call and I talk to. And thank God that those 3 people listen, and then they kick my ass and they tell me to get my shit together. Like, because without them, I would spend time in negative places. So thank God for those friends. But here is the message that I'm trying to get out. If you were to grab a piece of paper and write down every person, every boss or job or car or home or interaction that you've ever had that has contributed negatively to your life being where it is right now, if you wrote it all out on a piece of paper, the best thing you could do with that is to take it outside and light it on fire and let it burn to ash, because every single one of those things are the excuses that you are using to keep your life from greatness. And, I'm working really hard on rewiring my brain, changing the subconscious patterns, changing belief systems. But you can't do that unless you totally acknowledge what is. You've got to own it before you can change it. And, life calls to you in 2 ways. The desires and the longings of your heart is the first way. That is life calling to you and saying, there is more. You are more. There is greatness in you. And the other way is discontent. It's life's way of saying, there's more. There's more for you. You have more to give, more to offer, more to share. The reason you're not happy, the reason you're discontent right now and feeling unsatisfied is because your life is calling to you. It's begging you to listen, to change, to become. So, if you want to change your mind, you want to change your heart, you have to start listening and start looking at the behaviors and the actions and the things, the stories that you are using to hold yourself back from greatness. Because no one is doing that to you but you. And I don't know why today it's such a huge lesson. Why it's so impacting me today. But there are people in my life that turn to me all the time when life is going bad. And I want you to hear me. You have got to change your story. You've got to change your story.
There is so much more to this life than the story you're living. And I love my family and I love my friends. And I am so loving that this year I am connecting with so many people and spending time with people I haven't seen in forever. And I'm loving that aspect of this year. But I'm also learning that if I'm going to change who I am, if I'm going to rewire my brain and learn new ways of thinking and acting and being, then I have to surround myself with people who are going where I'm going, thinking the way I'm thinking, believing the way I'm believing, because I can use anyone, anything as an excuse to stay stuck in my life. And I'm telling you, it's not worth it. So go after your dreams. You're really worthy of them. You just gotta quit listening to the stories.